The Yoruba goddess K.Otic of thegoddessuniverse.com brings Reddit thread adults who admittedly peaked in high school. What's life like for you now? One user wrote, I completely agree. Popular kids in high school don't all just fail at real life. A lot of them are actually really nice people, even in high school, which jealousy and a lack of self-confidence often overlooks. It's easier to just write them off as stupid or bitchy or whatever else and reassure ourselves that we'll be better once high school is done. What you really should be focused on more is living the life you want instead of constantly comparing yourself to people. Seeing someone that was popular in high school that is down on the dumps now shouldn't bring you any kind of retribution or joy. If it does, you're the asshole. Another user wrote, adults told me not to be jealous of them because it wouldn't last. I think this is kind of BS. Plenty of popular kids go on to be successful adults. In fact, it helps immensely in career building to be able to get along with other people and have them like you. Hell, some bullies even grow up to be successful, so long as they learn to curb the outright aggression. In most fields, occasionally in the business world you've just got to be really forceful, and for lack of a better term, you've occasionally got to steamroll other people's ideas when they're not productive but would take a long time to explain away. But that isn't to say everyone who is popular, or bullies, in high school go on to become successful people. It requires developing the social skills to be popular early on, but not getting stuck in your high school days. Also helps if you avoid falling into the cool pit traps of skipping school and taking drugs too seriously. Some people do it, some people don't. It's just like some nerdy kids go on to be cool adults and some people stay kind of weird all their lives. But I feel we set up these dichotomies not based on reality, but based on making ourselves feel better. It's sort of analogous to the nerd/jock dichotomy. Not everyone who is good at sports is dumb, and not everyone who is smart is super awkward and uncoordinated. But the dichotomy allows dumb jocks to feel superior to nerds and at the same time allows smart but weird kids to feel superior to the dumb jocks. But reality is a lot more nuanced than the cliques you see in movies/TV shows about high schoolers. And for reference, I wasn't popular in high school. I've always been part of the outcasts. But I've worked in a lot of different places and seen who became what. TLDR, the best and most honest advice is to worry more about being happy with yourself and doing what you can to change the things you're unhappy with, not worrying about what other people do or will become. Edit, I do view anyone who says high school is the best time of your life to have lived a fairly sad and uneventful life. Another user wrote, 29 male. Until recently, high school was the peak of my life. In high school I was good-looking, popular, athletic, and a decent student. My parents were rich and I had a BMW. I played varsity soccer all 4 years at a school of 2,500 kids and was recruited by Division I schools all over the country. College was a good experience as well until the very end when I realized I was not good enough to become a pro soccer player. I graduated with a communications degree because I had no idea what I wanted to do. Big mistake. After college I had a horrible time finding a job. I ended up working the front desk at the gym near my parents' house for 3 years. I would open the gym at 5 a.m. 5 days a week. A lot of the people that came in would be people I knew in high school. Sometimes they would act like they didn't know who I was in order to avoid an awkward situation, which just made it worse. There was a girl that I went to a dance with sophomore year that would come in every morning. My job is to greet anyone that walks in, so the first few times I would say hi, name, and she would swipe her card and completely ignore me. At a certain point my parents stopped helping me with money and I couldn't afford to fill my gas tank. I would ride my old bike from when I was a little kid to work. Sometime rain, snow, whatever. Then my father was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and died within 4 months. He was very successful but not the greatest with money. To help my mom pay bills, I sold his car, his vacation home, and had her drop their country club membership. One day my uncle decided to take me to lunch to discuss my future. I'm actually tearing up about writing this part. He had a contact at a local tech company that had a few openings for customer service reps. I didn't even ask what it paid. I interviewed for it and was hired. It paid $25,000 and to me that was a ton of money. 5 years later I still work at that company and moved up to an engineering position after passing certifications. I have a beautiful wife and daughter, and we live in